Welcome to the Phoenix News Report. Tonight, Kamala Harris drops an F-bomb, Trump carpet bombs the campaign trail with his weirdness, and in a welcome twist, bad things happening to bad people. With just a little over a week to go till the election, oh my God, that is so terrifying, isn't it?
I throw up in my mouth literally all day now.
I know, and here's some mints if you need them. The election is just around the corner and the race is uncomfortably close. So first, I'm gonna just scare the crap out of you and then I'm gonna give you some hope. So stick around for the hope stuff later, okay?
I am literally handcuffed to this chair, so I don't have a choice.
Terrific. Let's start with Vice President Kamala Harris. She's been doing normal, boring campaign stuff like media interviews and rallies, and has not once mentioned any dead golfers' dongs. Will that hurt her at the ballot box? Only time will tell.
Kamala's been campaigning in swing states with Liz Cheney, who is a total commie now.
Look, she's got the pink shirt and everything.
Total pinko. Anyways, Kamala has been getting a lot of support from various Republicans, including two members of Trump's own cabinet, General Mark Milley and John Kelly. Mark Milley, who is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs under Trump, called Trump, quote, fascist to the core, which gave Kamala the courage to drop the F-bomb at a CNN town hall.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Wow, that is harsh language. I don't even know if we should allow language that harsh on our show.
Definitely not. This is a family show, and it's always been a family show.
Meanwhile, John Kelly, Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump, who led America's third rate to power, praised Hitler, saying, well, but Hitler did some good things, and also privately wished that he had generals that were more like Hitler's because they were obedient.
And to be fair, it is a real bummer to be surrounded by generals who are always like, no, you can't nuke Mexico. No, you can't nuke Haiti either. Sir, please stop trying to nuke things.
Yeah, it's like, oh good, the fun police are here again to lock me up. Losers.
So, we should mention that the whole reason she did this town hall was because Trump chickened out on the debate that she challenged him to. So she did this instead. But let me ask you this. Is any of it good enough?
Austin, as a woman, I believe I am the most qualified to answer that question, and that answer is no. No, it's not enough, because nothing she does will ever be good enough. Here's David Axelrod, a veteran Obama operative, talking about her performance.
She's passionate and persuasive. When she talks about some of these economic issues, it sounds a little like she right language, but from Berlitz.
This is a guy that likes her and wants her to win. Meanwhile, Trump's got all kinds of people defending him, including House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Why is he talking about Arnold Palmer's penis in front of Pennsylvania voters? He is out there talking to voters.
No, I'll address it. Let me answer it. Okay, don't say it again. We don't have to say it. I get it.
He added, please stop talking about this. My son's phone is absolutely blowing up right now.
You can cherry pick a few words or lines out of a 2-hour event.
Yes, but the cherry picking is a lot easier when you can just do a quick Control F for the word penis in the transcript.
And then there's J.D. Vance, who said Donald Trump wanting to use the military against his political opponents is actually an expression of love.
First of all, Donald Trump is unfiltered. I think this is one of the reasons why the campaign has gone well, is because he's not doing a basement campaign strategy. He's not just running on slogans. When people ask him questions, he speaks from the heart.
That would make sense if he had a heart, but as his unreleased medical records show, all that's in there is a half-eaten bag of Cheeto Puffs.
Or what about Lara Trump saying that Trump isn't racist?
I will say I've never seen this man say a racist thing. I think the attacks are fairly... Why is that funny, Charlamagne?
I'm just laughing. It's hysterical.
Wow, remind me never to play poker with Lara Trump. Girl's got one hell of a poker face.
And then you've got Tucker Carlson going to bat for Trump, although nobody will ever touch that bat again.
Yeah, that's right. Dad comes home. And he's pissed. Dad is pissed. He's not vengeful. He loves his children. Disobedient as they may be, he loves them. because they're his children. They live in his house. But he's very disappointed in their behavior, and he's going to have to let them know. He's going to have to get to your room right now and think about what you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Oh, that was the grossest thing I've ever heard.
I need a shower.
Yes, with boiling water and bleach. Ugh, gross. Okay, so here's the question. Why are Donald Trump surrogates defending the indefensible while Kamala fans are mad she's not perfect? Van Jones summed this up beautifully.
Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are not taking the same exam.
Yeah.
And I think it bothers people. They're not taking the same exam. He gets to be lawless. She has to be flawless. That's what's unfair.
You know what? He's right. There is a total double standard here. Undecided voters are like, well, I don't like Trump, but I don't know enough about her. What do you need to know about her? All you need to know is about him. Donald Trump is a convicted felon and a man so full of crap that his water pick is technically a bidet, okay? He changed his name to Redacted for legal efficiency. Let me take you through the things Donald Trump has said and done just in this past week. First, he waxed poetic about a dead golfer's junk. Then he pretended to work at a McDonald's for a whole 15 minutes. Somewhere in there, he found time to show off his math skills.
So anyway, no, and I actually called for a cognitive test for all people wanting to run for president. I think not based on age. You know, some of the greatest leaders in the world, and I'm not 80, and I'm not that close to 80.
Right, so 78 is nowhere close to 80, but 81 is basically dead. Got it.
And let's not forget that Trump also said he stopped a war with France.
As many as you have no idea what I did in the White House. I stopped wars with France. France, you know the France story?
And insulted everyone's husbands.
Get your fat husband off the couch. Get that fat pig off the couch. Tell him to go and vote for Trump. He's going to save our country. Get that guy the hell off her. Get him up, Jill. Slap him around. Get him up!
And then he was accused of groping a model that was offered up to him on a platter by his old pal Jeffrey Epstein. Also, it turns out his phone's lock screen is a picture of himself. Look, we in the news satire industry spend a lot of time asking how low the bar can get when it comes to Donald Trump, and the answer always comes back like the late rounds of a limbo contest, held at the bottom of a mine shaft, with Barry White hosting.
Lower.
Like, how about the time he refused to pay for the funeral of a dead soldier because, quote, it doesn't cost $60,000 to bury a Mexican. Again, all this stuff came out in just the last week. And how is all of the weeks are done? That's how they all are. We cram 87 years worth of news stories into 7 days, and somehow our brains haven't exploded.
If there are any undecided voters out there, look, I get that you want to know more about her, okay? I do too. But the one thing I know about her is that she ain't him and she has a pulse. And those are the only two requirements I have this year. In any other presidential election, maybe she might not be good enough. But in this one, your choice is either imperfect or immoral. Not that hard of a choice when you think about it.
All right, it's time for some good news. Karma police, arrest these men. Yes, Karma finally decided to get off its fat ass and get to work.
Let's start with Rudy Giuliani, who has been ordered to give up his penthouse and his luxury items to the women in Georgia that he defamed. Ladies, enjoy your new stuff. And maybe change the sheets on that bed before you hop in.
This just in. Harvey Weinstein, noted Hollywood scumbag, has been diagnosed as a cancer. No, he tried to bone cancer. Cancerous Harvey Weinstein wanted to screen his bone. Damn it, no. He has cancer of the bone marrow. This diagnosis comes on the heels of his emergency heart surgery last month, and his lawyers assure us that Mr. Weinstein has a number of other serious conditions as well. Wow, that's a lot of medical problems. And we're rooting for every single one of them.
Remember Abercrombie and Fitch? The place whose smells and pounding music answered the question, what if you could buy clothes in a locker room strip club? Well, the former CEO has been arrested for sex trafficking and interstate prostitution. The scumbag in question, Mr. Mike Jeffries.
Holy shit!
Oh, yeah, sorry. Forgot. That photo might be a little bit jarring.
It looks like if a Kardashian was a real person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry about that. Anyways, the charges allege that along with 2 others, Jeffries.
Ah, damn it! Warn a bitch.
Sorry about that. Forgot. Again, sorry.
He looks like the inspiration behind face transplants. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't disagree. So the deal is he would trick young men into attending parties thinking that they might land a modeling contract, and once there, would find out that not doing everything asked of them would get them blacklisted. What an asshole! And now he's going to prison.
Just don't show his picture again. It's like his own face wants even less to do with him than I do.
You mean this picture?
Yeah, why?
And now a review of The Apprentice from our own Mike Dynamo.
The Apprentice, an American horror story, is a movie about monsters, oppression, patriotism, and diet pills. The movie starts in the early 70s. Back then, Donald Trump was a regular old slumlord working for his father, Fred Trump Sr. Donald walked around his burned-out apartment building, collecting rent from people who hated him or threw boiling water at him. Luckily for Donald, he manages to get access to a swanky white boys club in New York City. At that club, Donald notices a guy staring at him from across the bar. That man, diminutive in stature, is the vicious attorney, Roy Cohn, aka the man who made Donald Trump into what he is today. After a few introductions, it's decided that Roy Cohn is the only person who can get Fred Trump Sr.'s company out of the federal discrimination lawsuit they're involved in. If you haven't heard this story, it's basically that Fred Trump Sr. wouldn't rent to black people in his fancy building. Roy Cohn wins this case for the Trump family, but it isn't by being an excellent attorney. Roy Cohn is an excellent attorney whose specialty is blackmail. Cohn finds out that the federal lawyer suing Trump's family is both married and queer. Cohn knows this because Cohn is also queer. Cohn has pictures of this lawyer's indiscretions and would be more than happy to send those photos to his wife and kids if he doesn't drop the case. Suddenly, the Trump family is no longer being sued for discrimination. That's when Cohn gives Donald the 3 rules to being a winner. Rule number 1, attack, attack, attack. Winners don't waste time with defense. Number 2, never take responsibility for anything. Winners are never responsible for anyone's problems. Rule number 3, never admit defeat. Winners don't lose, and fuck you if you try to prove that they did. According to this movie, Roy Cohn made Donald Trump. I like to put it as a monster creating an even better monster. I know this film sounds nuts, but is any of it true? I like to think this dramatization of Donald Trump's life is factual. In this case, due to Trump's presidential campaign vehemently denying everything about this film, that just adds more fuel to the factual fire. The Apprentice still has many, many surprises in it, but I personally dislike Donald Trump so much that I had to make sure everyone understood why. And that's because Donald Trump is a monster. And it took this must-watch film, The Apprentice, to prove it with no punches pulled. I think everyone over 18 should watch this before the election and make use of this film to help them make their decision about who they would like to vote for. So thank you for listening to this review. Check out my musical legacy, Supercrime, and Mike Dynamo. And as always, if you like it, share it. If you love it, subscribe. And if you can't live without it, and I know you can't, put a few dollars on it. In the meantime, I will see you guys next time.
Okay, I promise you some hope. Time for a pre-election pep talk for nervous liberals who can't stop shitting themselves.
I personally have no shit left to shit because I shat it all.
Cool, thanks for sharing. Okay, so you're looking at the polls and they're dead even and you're freaking out, right? Okay, guess what? The polls were off in 2016, they were off in 2020, they were off in 2022, and they're probably going to be off again because they just always are.
Okay, that's a good point.
Instead, let's look at fundraising totals. Last month, Kamala outraised Trump by more than 3-1. She got $222 million, and he got $63 million, which is just a smidge less if you're doing the math. During the campaign, she and Biden have raised $1.6 billion to Trump's $700 million.
Yeah, but didn't Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden also outraise him?
It's a great point, but yes, only by about $200 million. She's outraised him by almost $1 billion.
Okay, that's good. I like it. What else?
So Trump is way behind with women, right? And so far, early voting totals show that 53% of the votes have been from women and 45% from men. That's almost a 10-point difference in turnout.
Okay, that's good. Keep going. I'm into this.
Okay, let's talk about party affiliation. 43% of registered Democrats have voted compared to 39% of registered Republicans. And remember, a solid chunk of those Republicans are the Haley voting never-Trumpers.
Okay, you're right. That's all good news. So what should we do next? Should I curl up in a fetal position and hide under my desk?
No! You should vote. You should get other people to vote. You should volunteer. You should do things. Go do things!
Hell yeah! Let's go do things!
Austin and I both voted early this week, and we have some hot voting tips for you.
First, bring your own finger condoms. Seriously, don't use the ones they provide there, you whores. Go to CVS and get a pack of the good branded pre-lubed finger condoms. And the pre-lube is important so you don't have to mess around with your KY voting jelly while you're standing at the machine.
If you don't have an accepted form of ID when you show up, in Texas, you can just show them your gun if it has your legal name or bowling team nickname engraved on it.
If you aren't sure who to vote for, don't panic, but you are in a very vivid coma dream. I assure you, in the waking world reality, the two main candidates could not be more distinct and easy to choose between. Try to wriggle your fingers to alert a nurse for help waking up.
Most polling locations will use electronic voting machines, often with touchscreens. So hanging Chads and hanging Mike Pence shouldn't be a problem when you vote.
And finally, you don't have to yell, "Fuck yeah!" after you make your selections. But they can't stop you either.
For more info on who to vote for and where, go to vote411.org and vote.gov. We're almost through this!
And don't forget to send us your I voted videos to bit.ly/PhoenixVotes so we can put them in the credits. Heads up! Your food may be trying to kill you. In yet another recall, the CDC is issuing a recall for frozen waffles over listeria risk. With canned vegetables, deli meats, prepared chicken dishes, all apparently being seasoned with listeria. You may be thinking, fine, I'll just live off quarter pounders then. Well, I've got great news if you're an epidemiologist concerned about job security. McDonald's is under scrutiny after an E. coli outbreak linked to quarter pounders. By the time this airs, I'm sure everybody will have beaten us to the observation that this may be due to a Trump-era deregulation, or have speculated that during his minutes-long employment there, he was spreading burgers with the doo-doo butter that is constantly leaking from his ass. But one thing's for sure, that man knows how to spread a disease.
Pepperidge Farm is renaming Goldfish as Chilean sea bass for a limited time in an effort to appeal to adults. This comes after other attempts at adult-oriented renames like Zoloft or Whiskey or Xanax.
Speaking of fish, a huge salmon carp native to the Mekong River and thought to be extinct has been found again. This 4-foot-long fish hasn't been seen since 2005. The scientists described the find as extraordinary and the fish itself as delicious with a flaky texture and a soft buttery flavor.
Police in Germany found that a local pizza place was distributing cocaine with their pies. The people running the operation were certainly entrepreneurial, but also they were idiots, so they got busted. Local police have assured the suddenly way more mellow public that despite the cocaine, the pizzas were safe to eat, as the shop did not offer pineapple as a topping.
And finally tonight, an airport in New Zealand has asked folks in the drop-off zone to keep their goodbye hugs to under 3 minutes. They also posted signs in the cell phone lot spaces away from the street lights, asking the people keep their goodbye quickies to under 7 minutes.
That wraps up this week's episode. Everything's going to be okay. Go vote. Love you. Bye.
Hello, Phoenix fans. Just to let you know, we early voted and you should too. Not just for me, but also...
It has been proven that the sexiest men in the world are men who vote early. I mean, it's just science, and you can't doubt science, right?
And the sexiest people in the world vote early too. The Phoenix sent ya.